From Eyewitness News, this is an AccuWeather Snow Alert Update.
A wet, gloomy day right now as we brace for this major winter storm, which starts around 7 tonight. Many areas will see a foot of snow. Some areas, particularly along the coast, could see nearly twice as much. And for the first time in 9 years, we have a blizzard warning for New York City. There are also blizzard warnings for parts of Long Island and at the beach in New Jersey. A state of emergency has been issued in both New Jersey and a large part of the state of New York. Good morning. I'm Michelle Charlesworth. In the next few minutes, we do expect a briefing from Mayor Mamdani at the New York City's Emergency Management Headquarters. We're going to find out about plans for New York City public schools tomorrow. We're going to go to the news conference when that starts. And in New Jersey, Governor Mikie Sherrill will be holding a briefing on the dangerous storm at the Traffic Management Center, which is in Woodbridge, New Jersey. For right now, let's go to meteorologist Danny Beckstrom on the storm and the timing and who exactly gets how much. Danny, good morning.
So many of us get so much snow. Michelle, you mentioned New York City. The last time all 5 boroughs were under a blizzard warning, March of 2017. But the last time the entire state of New Jersey was under a blizzard warning was January of 1996. So that was almost 30 years ago. Blizzard is building. The brunt of this storm, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But we're starting to see that radar get awfully active. Snow falling in New York City right now, air temperature sitting at 32 degrees. A lot of this is melting on contact because we have been above freezing so far. And that means the snow totals will be slow to stack up. But with the kind of snowfall intensity we have coming later this afternoon into this evening, it doesn't mean we're getting out of the impressive snowfall totals. Blizzard warning, as I mentioned, the entire state of New Jersey, parts of the lower Hudson Valley, including Orange, Rockland, Putnam, and Westchester counties, Bridgeport, obviously under this as well, the entire Fairfield County under a blizzard warning, all of Long Island and New York City's 5 boroughs. Here's a look at the radar right now. So starting to fill in. A lot of the lower Hudson Valley is still quiet. And as we zoom in and take out the satellite, focus in on the radar, you can see in North Jersey, it's not totally widespread. There are going to be parts of Sussex County not seeing the heavy snow, but we are seeing northeast New Jersey that's seeing pretty widespread steady snow from Bergenfield down through Warren, Edison seeing the snow as well. The 5 boroughs seeing the snow into parts of western Suffolk County and Nassau County. It looks like north of the LIE seeing snow, south of the LIE still a bit of a rain-snow mix, but we will transition all to straight snow heading into the second half of Sunday. In Central and South Jersey, still seeing some rain with temps just above freezing. But as this storm system starts to gain strength, it really wraps around that cold air. So all the rain that we're seeing right now transitions to snow moving into the next few hours. That's what Futurecast indicates. So between now and about 4 or 5 p.m., these scattered snow showers become widespread, steady snow showers. By 7 p.m., we're starting to see the brunt arrive. And from sunset to sunrise, blizzard conditions. Remember, snow is only half of the equation. Wind is as important of a factor when it comes to those blizzard conditions. We're going to see gust speeds close to the coast, 50 to 60 miles per hour through the overnight hours. We'll begin to see the snow taper off moving into midday tomorrow, but we wake up Monday still dealing with blizzard conditions. That means snow is still falling and the gusty wind is still howling. Here's a look at snowfall expectations: 1 foot to 2 feet possible for most of the area. This is a significant snowfall that could bring crippling effects in terms of travel if it were just snow that we're talking about. But remember, wind is a huge part of this forecast as well. And we're looking at those gusts exceeding 40 miles per hour from about 7 p.m. into tomorrow morning. Peak gusts will be closer to 50 to 60 miles per hour. And when we're talking about wind like that, we have so many concerns when it comes to coastal flooding and power outages. So looking at the bottom line, snow showers turn steady widespread snow moving through this afternoon as the wind increases. Once the sun sets, gusts could exceed 50 miles per hour. The brunt of the storm with the blizzard conditions going to be sunset Sunday to sunrise Monday, but we can't wrap up snow altogether as the sun rises tomorrow morning. It'll taper off throughout the day. What we're concerned about, whiteout conditions in terms of visibility. That means that travel isn't just tough or dangerous. It can be impossible because visibility is so low you can't see where you're going. But wind damage can also lead to power outages, and those are significant concerns, as well as the coastal flooding. The snow will taper off moving into midday Monday, but the wind will linger into tomorrow night. We expect snow-packed streets and travel disruptions that extend well into Monday afternoon. So here's a look at the planner. Scattered snow now becoming widespread, steady and heavy heading towards sunset, and then it's off to the races. Sunset tonight to sunrise tomorrow. Blizzard conditions expected across the majority of the area. Michelle?
All right, thank you so much. New York City, of course, bracing for this rare blizzard warning. Sanitation crews are ready. The question has been answered by Mayor Mamdani over X just moments ago, saying that New York City public schools will see a snow day. What does that mean exactly? We're waiting for a little bit more on that regarding that announcement from Mayor Mamdani. Eyewitness News reporter Jaysha Patel live at New York City's Emergency Management Headquarters in downtown Brooklyn ahead of the mayor's press conference. Jaysha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Michelle. Yeah, that was the big question this morning, especially for parents. Is my kid going to school tomorrow, or are schools going to be closed? We finally know that answer. Schools are going to be closed. Kids will have a full snow day tomorrow. As for what that means for remote learning, we are hoping to learn that in the next couple of minutes. And behind me, you can see all the media. We're set up for a press conference that will be starting shortly. Mayor Mamdani is going to give us an update ahead of this blizzard. And during the storm, we can expect dangerous travel conditions and power outages. It's not just the snow that we're worrying about here. It's also the wind. He is encouraging people to stay home tomorrow if you can, but if you have to leave, he's encouraging you to use public transit. Now, crews are actively preparing for this blizzard, and this morning, Mayor Mamdani visited the District 7 sanitation garage to take a look at some of the equipment that's going to be used to clear the snow. And the mayor says that they've already started pre-snow operations, so 700 salt spreaders and thousands of plows are being prepared. The Department of Sanitation will move to 12-hour shifts once it starts snowing, with more than 2,600 workers on each shift to clear those streets. Mayor Mamdani also stopped by in the High Bridge section of the Bronx this morning, where he helped salt the stairways today. New York City's Emergency Management Agency activated the city's winter weather emergency plan and placed the city under a hazardous travel advisory. And this morning, folks in Brooklyn Heights are prepared and ready for what's to come.
Well, we're waiting to see if Anna has school tomorrow. She had a snow day a month ago, and we did remote learning for pre-K, which was an adventure, right, Anna? So we'll see.
I think just like hunker down, get your groceries, and I don't know, be cozy.
All right, Jaysha, thank you so much.
And
thank you so much.
back to
The mayor explaining on X as well that this is a true snow day. This is not remote learning. This is the good old times when kids can enjoy a snow day.
The day.
Tomorrow.
That is your good news. Unfortunately, now we are going to turn to the
Governor Mikie
situation
Sherrill from New
here
Jersey.
on the ground in New Jersey, and I really appreciate everyone joining us for this important storm update. With me here today is New Jersey State Police Acting Superintendent and State Director of Emergency Management, David Sorotowicz, Department of Transportation Acting Commissioner Priya Jain, President and CEO of New Jersey Transit and Executive Director of New Jersey Turnpike Authority, Chris Calori, New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, Director of Reliability and Security, Frank Gaffney. Yesterday, I declared a state of emergency beginning at noon today for all 21 counties. As we are preparing for this dangerous storm, we have heard
You're watching Governor Sherrill from New Jersey talking about the storm. But let's go back to Mayor Mamdani, who is now at the podium. Let's listen in.
Peak speeds of 40 miles per hour and 60 mile per hour isolated gusts occurring tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. These are blizzard conditions. New York City has not faced a storm of this scale in the last decade. As a result, we expect to see moderate coastal flooding of up to 2.5 feet during high tide, with a chance of it increasing to 3 feet along Staten Island, the Rockaways, and the Battery. If you are in a coastal area that normally floods during tide cycles, you may see flooding. Please stay alert and make sure to move cars ahead of high tide to higher ground. If you live in a basement apartment, Notify NYC has a special category for you. You can sign up for the basement alert group at nyc.gov/notify. We have activated additional high water rescue teams should flooding grow dire, and DEP will also be inspecting catch basins to make sure that water can drain properly. If you see a clogged catch basin, please call 311 to prevent street flooding. Additionally, temperatures dropping into the 20s overnight will result in slippery streets, sidewalks, and extremely hazardous conditions across our city. Due to these factors, we are declaring a state of emergency and instituting a travel ban starting at 9 p.m. this evening and ending at 12 p.m. tomorrow. This state of emergency closes the streets, highways, and bridges of New York City for all traffic, cars, trucks, scooters, and e-bikes, with some specific exemptions for essential and emergency movement. We are asking New Yorkers to avoid all non-essential travel. Please, for your safety, stay home, stay inside, and stay off the roads. Hazardous conditions put delivery workers, drivers, and restaurant staff at risk. If you can do so, please look out for your fellow New Yorkers and prepare meals at home until the weather improves. While the continuity of our children's education is of the utmost importance to ensure the safety of students, parents, and teachers throughout this storm, schools will be closed tomorrow. This will be New York City's first old school snow day since 2019. The state requires us to conduct 180 days of education in a calendar year. However, we believe that there are a unique set of extenuating circumstances for tomorrow's education. We shared this with the State Education Commissioner earlier this morning, and she has granted us a waiver for which we are incredibly thankful. And to kids across New York City, you have a very serious mission if you choose to accept it. Stay cozy. Across the city, other non-essential city offices and services, including our libraries, will also be closed to the public. The Staten Island and New York City ferries will discontinue service beginning at 5 p.m. this evening and restart late Monday morning, rather. Alternate side parking will be suspended tomorrow. Our agency teams have been working around the clock to ready our city for the storm. We are taking every precaution and are prepared for the intense volume of snow to come. Code Blue is in effect, with outreach workers canvassing all 5 boroughs 24/7 and helping homeless New Yorkers come inside. Just last night, these outreach workers made 86 placements, bringing homeless New Yorkers inside to safety. Every New Yorker seeking warmth and shelter will be able to find it in our city. We have 22 warming buses, 11 health and hospitals warming spaces, and 13 school warming centers open across our city. We have also redeployed our health and hospitals mobile warming unit to provide medical attention, food, and additional support to those who need it. Our on-point overdose prevention centers will also remain open overnight tonight. You can find the location of a warming center near you and the locations of all warming centers across our city at any Link NYC kiosk or by calling 311. I ask that New Yorkers continue to keep an eye out for neighbors in need. If you see a New Yorker in need of warmth or shelter, please call 311 immediately so our outreach workers can assist. As part of our Code Blue protocol, the call will be rerouted to 911. To seek help for yourself or others, you can also call 311 directly from a Link NYC kiosk. For those struggling with heat or hot water issues, call your landlord immediately, and if you do not hear back in a timely manner, contact 311. Our HPD staff is working overtime and is at the ready to help. NYCHA residents who require assistance with non-emergency issues should call 718-707-7771. You can also submit a work ticket through the My NYCHA application. NYCHA has mobilized additional resources this weekend, including extra technical teams deployed across elevator, heat, and any other repair issues that may arise. 2,600 DSNY workers have begun working in 12-hour shifts. Our fleet of 700 salt spreaders has been dispatched across the city, and over 2,200 plowing vehicles will begin their work once more than 2 inches of snow have fallen. You can track their progress in real time once snow is accumulated 2 inches via our online plow tracker, accessible at nyc.gov/plownyc. NYPD Highway Patrol will be escorting DSNY to aid the salting and plowing of streets. The NYPD Tow Truck Task Force has also been activated. Tow trucks will be pre-staged across the city to assist any motorists who become stuck. DSNY has also contacted emergency snow shovelers, expanding the pool of additional shovelers through sustained outreach over the last few weeks, and 1,000 are ready to go into the field over the course of this event. To preemptively clear sidewalks and streets before the storm reaches its apex, we've added an additional shoveling shift this evening, with 300 shovelers beginning at 8 p.m. tonight. 33 DSNY vans and 2 agency buses will be used to quickly transport shovelers where they're needed. While DSNY focuses their efforts on keeping streets clear and safe, New Yorkers can expect garbage and recycling collection to be delayed by at least 1 day. If Monday is your recycling collection day, we are asking New Yorkers to hold that material inside for the following week if you are able, just as you do after certain holidays. To more efficiently and effectively clear out our bus stops, crosswalks, and pedestrian ramps, we have expanded our geocoded tracking system of these areas. Additional operational agencies will be clearing fire hydrants, crosswalks, and bus stops on or around their property as well. To aid New Yorkers with disabilities throughout this period, 4-foot-wide paths must be cleared across all sidewalks to accommodate wheelchairs and other mobility devices. This is an existing mandate. Property owners, it is your responsibility. In the last storm, DSNY issued more than 4,000 violations. I want to be clear. Our interest is not in issuing violations. It is in finding compliance. And finally, I want to warn New Yorkers. This snow will be especially wet and heavy and will be more strenuous to clear. Please exercise caution as you dig out vehicles and paths. Take regular breaks and only clear snow if you are physically able to do so. I encourage all New Yorkers to sign up for Notify NYC to receive regular emergency updates from the city. You can do so by texting Notify NYC to 692-692. You can also visit nyc.gov/be-ready for more information. Once again, New York, stay warm, stay inside, stay prepared, and stay safe. Thank you very much. We'll now be hearing from our NYSEM Commissioner, Christina Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Christina Farrell, Commissioner of New York City Emergency Management. As the Mayor said, we have been working around the clock to keep New Yorkers informed and prepared for today's blizzard. We are in constant communication with the National Weather Service. We're keeping New Yorkers informed with updates on weather conditions through Notify NYC. Our Emergency Operations Center is activated with 50 city, state, and regional agencies and partners. We are monitoring the weather and impacts to the city, supporting warming buses and sheltering for New Yorkers, monitoring roadway and mass transit conditions, ensuring access for plows and emergency services, and coordinating public messaging to keep you all informed. We have lots of operations and support across city government. The Tow Truck Task Force has been activated to quickly remove disabled vehicles from city streets. The Down Tree Task Force has been placed on standby to coordinate post-storm cleanup. We are hosting dozens of interagency calls with city and state agencies, regional partners, health and medical organizations, and public and private partners to coordinate the city's storm readiness. We've connected with thousands of groups, organizations, and partners across the city to keep everyone up to date and connected. We are coordinating with Con Ed and other utilities to maintain real-time status updates on power conditions, the Port Authority to monitor conditions at New York City airports, and we're conducting extensive outreach to the New York City elected officials. New York City Community Emergency Response Team volunteers have been activated to assist with snow measurement, fire hydrant clearing, and storm grate cleaning. Our Strengthening Communities teams, networks of neighborhood groups, are helping to support their local communities. We want all New Yorkers to stay safe during the dangerous blizzard conditions through tomorrow morning. Please stay off the roads. Look out for your neighbors and friends, especially the elderly and those with disabilities and special medical needs. Please check in on anyone who may need assistance. As has been noted, for information and updates on weather and travel conditions, sign up for Notify NYC for updates in up to 14 languages, including American Sign Language. Thank you.
Good morning. This is it. Less than a month after the winter storm firmed, we are now seeing a second significant snowfall across the city. A storm that may rival or surpass Jonas, the Boxing Day blizzard, and so many others that I've faced in my decades-long career with New York's Strongest. Our response to this storm is well underway, and we are employing several new strategies to get our city fully clear and accessible faster than ever. We are in full force operation now. At 6 a.m. this morning, 2,600 sanitation workers reported to their garages, and they will work until 6 p.m. tonight, when an additional crews of 2,600 sanitation workers will report for another 12-hour overnight shift, and we'll continue this on. These 12-hour shifts will continue as long as necessary to get our city moving safely. In the last 24 hours, these sanitation workers have fitted all vehicles with plows and chains, ready to be deployed as soon as we have 2 inches of snow, which we expect this afternoon. In addition, we have 700 salt spreaders filled and pre-positioned across the city, ready to start rolling the second the weather turns from rain to snow. As always, we have hundreds of millions of pounds of salt on hand, and fortunately, weather conditions are predicted to be very favorable toward making the salt effective on our roads. Since Winter Storm Fern, we engage in significant outreach, and we expect to have nearly double the number of paid emergency snow shovelers reporting to work. More than 1,000 emergency snow shovelers will be working on both night and day shifts. The first shift begins tonight while the snow is still underway. This means we will be clearing pedestrian infrastructure far sooner than in previous storms. Our partners in city government, DEP, DOT, Parks, and NYPD are assisting with snow clearing efforts beginning today. And hundreds of pieces of outside equipment have been called into work days earlier than in prior storms. This includes tow trucks, large front-end loaders, and specialized equipment for clearing crosswalks. We have also employed new tracking mechanisms in place to effectively and efficiently oversee clearance of unsheltered bus stops, crosswalks, and fire hydrants. While these areas are the responsibility of the property owner, we know that the safety of all who use our sidewalks is paramount, and we are prepared to step in immediately to clear more of the city than ever before. That said, I want to be clear to all New Yorkers. Clearing snow and ice from the sidewalk is the responsibility of the adjacent property owner. Property owners must maintain a 4-foot path to allow a stroller or a wheelchair to pass. And if the property sidewalks includes an unsheltered bus stop or curb ramp, property owners are required to clear this as well. Make no mistake, we will be issuing summonses after the storm for property owners who do not meet this responsibility to keep their neighbors safe. We remind all New Yorkers that the same sanitation workers fighting snow are the people who pick up your trash, and residents will see delays for at least the first few days after the storm. If Monday is your recycling collection day, please hold that material inside for the following week if you are able, just like after some holidays. We will prioritize the collection of the trash and compost, as these are the items that can produce odors and attract rodents. Be rest assured, DSNY is on its way, and we do ask for patience with collection operations. For the small number of residents who receive collection service in alleyways, alley service is suspended for this week. Please place your material curbside, and again, expect delays as in the rest of the city. The forecast for the storm accelerated quickly, but thanks to the careful preparation and decades of experience, we are ready as always. Remember that snow is not an excuse to litter or to not clean up after your dog. It is illegal and inconsiderate to your neighbors. We all deserve a clean city. Finally, New Yorkers should know DSNY is working to ensure your safety. Do your part both for yourself and for the strongest by staying off the roads during active precipitation, or if you absolutely must drive, doing so slowly, safely, and carefully. Conditions tonight may be very dangerous. Stay inside, stay safe, and if you're a property owner, get those shovels ready. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I have to start by being honest. I'm trying to figure out how this Jamaican chancellor figured out how to get 5 related press conferences to snow within his first 60 days. I'm trying to figure it out. As always, the safety and security of our students and families is our #1 priority. Timing is everything. And this storm is arriving just as our spring break is ending. Students and staff have been out of buildings for the last week, and many are still out of town and out of the country. Given this, along with the severe nature of this weather event, we do not believe providing remote instruction tomorrow would be effective. In addition, schools couldn't send students home with devices before the break, as normally they would in anticipation of inclement weather. These circumstances created the perfect storm. You might say that, and would make a pivot to remote very difficult for families and students. So we've been working with the State Education Department Commissioner and have been granted a waiver that will enable us to give our students their first snow day in years. approved by my 11th grader at home. In addition to giving our facilities team more time to clear the expected nearly 2 feet of snow and prepare our buildings, this will also help us ensure that our staff and families who spent their break traveling are able to return home safely, and that everyone can prioritize their safety tomorrow. We also are using this time to support our agency partners by opening up 13 of our schools as warming centers so that no New Yorker has to worry about where to go during the blizzard. I'm extremely proud of the work and dedication once again shown by our entire school system. Thank you to our families for your flexibility. Stay safe, stay warm. I, for one, on brand, might be watching Cool Runnings or something like that with considering the Winter Olympics. And we will see you soon when schools reopen.
Okay, that'll be the final word from the school's chancellor. You've been listening to Mayor Mamdani's news conference this afternoon. Again, a snow day for New York City kids. He says stay home, enjoy, hunker down at home tomorrow during the snowstorm. For New Jersey Transit in New Jersey, buses will stop running at 6 p.m. We just got that from Governor Sherrill's news conference, which was happening at the same time as the mayor's office news conference. Trains will stop running for New Jersey Transit a little bit after that. Again, buses stop running at 6 p.m. tonight on New Jersey Transit. Also, there is a speed limit that will go into effect 3 p.m. today in New Jersey, 35 miles per hour. That takes effect 3 o'clock this afternoon on all of our highways in New Jersey. Expect that vehicle ban to take place. Also in New York, 9 p.m. tonight until noon tomorrow, a travel ban, which was announced by Mayor Mamdani. Again, school day is a snow day tomorrow for New York City kids. Danny.
Super smart, because
Exactly.
not only are we dealing with all that snow, but the potential for power outages could have really complicated a remote day. Blizzard warnings go into effect in just a little bit, and they include the majority of our area. That's all of New Jersey, a lot of the lower Hudson Valley, Fairfield County, all of Long Island, all of New York City. Let's look at the radar. Starting to fill in. Still seeing rain from central Jersey south, but we are seeing light snow showers from New York City north, and that radar will continue filling in as we move throughout the afternoon. The heaviest stuff starts to show up once the sun sets tonight. We expect blizzard conditions to be possible. That's heavy bands of snow and really gusty wind from 7 p.m. tonight through 7 a.m. tomorrow. At this point, we're looking at snowfall rates that will be between 1 to 2+ inches per hour, coupled with wind gusts that are so intense that that blowing snow will create whiteout conditions and you can't see where you're going. Hours and hours and hours, about 12 hours of snowfall rates that intense and wind that intense. As we wake up to start tomorrow morning, we're still dealing with blizzard conditions. Then the snow will begin to taper off through mid-morning. We can wrap that up as the storm pulls away in terms of snow second half of Monday. Here's a look at snowfall expectations. Again, 1 foot to 2 feet for the majority of the area. That would be significant and potentially crippling in terms of travel on its own. But remember, that is just one half to this storm system. Wind is the other half. Wind isn't all that impressive yet. I've been watching current winds, but we still expect wind to increase as we move into this evening. After 7 p.m. is when we'll see gust speeds exceed 40 miles per hour, and moving toward midnight is when we'll see gusts exceed 50 miles per hour close to the coast. Peak gusts between 50 and 60 are going to be possible through tomorrow morning. And even as snow tapers off tomorrow morning, our wind holds steady through the first half of Monday. So the wind doesn't really relax until later tomorrow night. And remember, the wind can create power problems because it can knock down trees, which when they encounter power lines can knock out power, but it also brings in this coastal flood threat with the onshore flow. As we head toward high tide time tonight, we could see up to 3 feet of coastal flooding inundation. That's widespread moderate coastal flooding, but isolated major coastal flooding going to be possible. Front of the storm with blizzard conditions, sunset tonight through sunrise tomorrow. So winds and snow will continue to kind of deteriorate in conditions late tonight, and then snow will taper off through mid-morning tomorrow, Michelle, but we cannot wrap up the wind until late tomorrow night. So I expect travel impacts and really impacts in general to linger well into Monday, even once the snow starts to taper off. This is serious. Stay home, please.
All right, Danny, thank you so much. Again, a snow day for New York City public school kids tomorrow. We're going to take you to our NBA coverage next. At ABC-7NY, we continue to stream the mayor's press conference, and we're going to have updates on the hour and half hour all afternoon, extensive coverage for you throughout the evening. Also, we will have complete coverage tonight on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock and 11. Please stay safe. Danny said it best. If you can, enjoy time with your families at home. Have a good day. Thank you for joining us.
Train stations, encampment centers, like where were they going to look for vulnerable New Yorkers?
Outreach workers are going across the 5 boroughs. They are traversing it 24/7. They are looking both at sites where homeless New Yorkers are known to be, as well as just going through across our streets, as well as the work that DHS has done to communicate with our partners who are running shelters to be on the lookout outside and in the surrounding area to bring homeless New Yorkers inside.
Thanks, Amanda. Timmy, go ahead.
Question about the travel ban tonight. How will it be enforced? What are the penalties for people who are caught out?
So the focus here is not on punishment or penalty. The focus rather is on compliance. You know, the last time around in 2017, New York City anticipated a blizzard. It did not come to pass. And so I know for many New Yorkers, sometimes it may seem as if this weather is never actually going to be that bad. However, we only have to look at the year prior to that in 2016 to see what a blizzard is like. And I can tell you on Friday, the weather indication said 3 to 4 inches, then 6 to 8, then 13 to 17, then 18 to 21, now 18 to 24 with certain parts of our city expecting up to 28 inches of snow. If it comes to pass as is predicted, this will put this snowfall into the top 10 snowfall events in the history of New York City. That is what we are looking at. And so the reason we have enacted a travel ban is to ensure that we are keeping New Yorkers safe, keeping them warm, and keeping them at home. And we are going to obviously have exemptions for first responders, and New Yorkers can go to 311. They can call to find out the entire list. But if you do not have an emergency to leave your home, the bottom line is to stay home and stay safe.
Thanks.
Will they be pulled over? What is the logistics?
The focus on this is not going to be on pulling over individual drivers. It's going to be the utilization of all of city government to keep people safe. And so even for our NYPD officers, so much of their work, as we've delineated earlier in this press conference, will be assisting those who are trapped, assisting those who are in need. What we are, however, saying to New Yorkers is that this is the travel ban. This is the executive order that we have signed from city government. A violation of this is a Class B.
Thanks. Jared, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Going back to what you were just talking about with outreach workers, given the last storm's death toll, have you noticed that people, homeless New Yorkers, are more receptive to this time?
Well, I can tell you just from yesterday with the 86 placements that we saw in a single day, that we are seeing that by providing a wide variety of options to homeless New Yorkers, there is a greater likelihood of success. Because many homeless New Yorkers are wary of engaging with certain kinds of city services given their experiences in the past. And so that makes it incredibly important that when we reach out to a homeless New Yorker, we don't just tell them that there is a congregate shelter opportunity for them to come inside. It can also be a single room. It could also perhaps be a hotel room. It could also be a safe haven. It could also be a warming center at a health and hospital site. Because I've visited a number of these different sites, and you see homeless New Yorkers respond differently to each of these options. We need to have all of them so that we can keep people safe. And I will also just say thank you as well to our overdose prevention sites, because they have been critical in ensuring that we are tackling one of the causes of a number of deaths that we saw in the prior storm.
We've got time for a few more. Go ahead.
Hi, Christy with CBS. About those outreach workers, is it the same amount as last time? I know temperature isn't as big of an issue this time. Are there more outreach workers, the same amount as the most recent snow? And also trash removal is a big complaint for New Yorkers. Is there any sort of change with getting trash removed sooner, more trucks, any other changes since last time? Big complaint also with the snow cleaning and trash removal.
So typically when we see a winter storm, the temperatures tend to rise after the fact, which assists with a lot of the melting of ice and snow. What we saw, however, with the prior winter storm was a prolonged Arctic spell, the likes of which the city had not seen in a long, long time. And so that actually resulted in the city needing to set up a number of melting sites. We had them in each borough. We actually still have one site still running right now. However, with this blizzard, while it is expected to be increased amounts of snowfall, we are anticipating a better weather forecast in the days that follow. We're looking at the potential of 40 degrees on Wednesday or Thursday, also being in late February. The effect of the sun is actually far more helpful than it was about a month ago. When it comes to DSNY, in the prior storm, we had about 2,500 DSNY workers working 12-hour shifts. Now we're at about 2,600. That work is going to be supplemented by now more than 1,000 emergency snow shovelers, which is more than doubling the prior amount. And there's also been the procurement of additional mechanics that we have been able to bring in to New York City, additional tools and items that can expedite some of the cleaning processes that we have in our city. Finally, we are committed to ensuring that New Yorkers are able to get around their city no matter what their mode of transit is. So whether you're a pedestrian, you're a cyclist, you're a bus rider, you take the train, or you drive a car. And so as part of that, we have also expanded our geotagging of a number of sites across the city, including unsheltered bus stops and sidewalks and crosswalks, to ensure that we have a better reading of what the response has been. As you heard from the commissioner as well as myself, there will be at least 1 day of delay in trash collection. We are also asking New Yorkers to engage with recycling collection in the manner that they would after specific holidays, holding it for the next week. And this is just because of the fact that the same incredible men and women at DSNY that are doing the work of snow removal would otherwise be doing the work of garbage collection. And so we need to make sure that they have enough time to be able to respond to the snow. And then as soon as they can, they will turn to the garbage, and they will also be prioritizing compost, as the commissioner said, on account of the fact that these are the substances that create those kinds of odors.
And do you have the same amount of outreach workers this time around as the last storm, even if temperature is not as much of an issue? Do you have more outreach workers?
I will get back to you on the specific number of outreach workers. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.